That's it. So just 3 or 4 cuts, and then put this thing away. You'll ruin your hide or even read if you use it anymore. Put it away, and you're going to use your body to skin the rest of it, and you're going to have a perfect hide and good meat. Okay, now the actual skinning begins. And to pull a hide, the hide will separate between the membrane and the meat easily as long as you don't cut through it. If you take a knife and start cutting, it won't separate there. So you want to pull, sticking your fingers, your elbow, whatever you can in between the places where the meat naturally separates. Setting up the pull is 90% of the battle. That is paramount to everything. So to set up the pull, you want to get that hide separated. So we'll start here on the inside of the legs, and we're going to pull it down, making sure that we work our finger in between the membranes and the meat so that they're separated. So let's go ahead and work on pulling that. I'm using my fingertips to separate the membrane out. Okay. There's a place where whoever field dressed it did not get the udder off all the way. You've got to take that udder off before you skin them. So let's go ahead and cut that off really quickly. Usually this is done during field dressing, so this is not a step where we usually need to use a knife. Okay. Back around. And again, I'm separating it between the membrane and the meat. And this part of the hide is crucial. This is where people mess up, and that's why they think that pulling is not easy, because they don't do this step right. And remember, this is a very cold deer. If this thing was warm, I'd be much further along than I am already. I'm just working in there. This is the most crucial area where you have to separate. This piece of meat is the fly twitch meat. It's the meat that is on the deer's back, the muscle. Whenever fly lands on them, they twitch like that and shoot away. If you can separate that from the skin, from the hide, right up here in this flank area, right inside the hip here, this area right here, we can see that attached. If you can remove that, then it's going to make your pull very easy. A lot of guys don't do that, and it makes the pull difficult. So we're going to make sure that we remove that. We're going to take a little extra time here and work in between there, between the fly twitch muscle and the meat. We're going to get that separated. It's going to make our whole job a whole lot easier. See how I've done that? Now it's separated. Let's go do it on this side. Same thing. Separating the membrane from the meat, getting that fly twitch muscle off the meat. Very important, especially right here in this flank area. If you do this, you've got it whipped. If you don't set it up right, it's going to be tough. A little tip that I might point out, if you're touching the hair of the hide, then don't touch the meat. You'll get hair all over your carcass. It's good to keep a dry towel in your back pocket or something to wipe that hair off anytime you touch it, so you don't get it on the meat. Okay? So I separated this key flank area here. It's very important. Now I'm going to work under the hide all the way down to the shoulder, separating this fly twitch muscle from the hide, just like I did up there. And this part works very well. On a warm deer, this takes about 3 seconds. Literally, to go down each side. It won't take me more than about a minute each side, even on this cold one. See how far I'm pushing my fist back in there, separating that? Okay? Separating it down. All the way down to the shoulder area. Taking the fly twitch muscle off, and then even reaching down at the shoulder. And reaching around, getting that separated. Okay? Keeping those natural layers separate. It's the name of the game. Okay, that side's done. I'll do the same back on this side again. Going a little deeper and down all the way to the shoulders and beyond. Okay. Remember, this is a cold deer. I'm freezing my hands off, and this thing's really sticking. On a warm deer, this is very simple to do. Your hand just slides right in between the layers. Little fat sticking to it there, but not a big deal. We're still in good shape. But just for a warm deer, the fat wouldn't be sticking. There you can see the wound where the animal was shot. Okay. I'm going to work this up here just a little bit more. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to spin it around, so we're going to start on one side, pull the back leg down, the skin on the back leg just a little bit. Okay. Keeping it separate. from the membrane. Again, when they're warm, they separate much easier. You don't really have to pay attention to what you're doing when they're cool like this. Pay a little more attention. That's halfway. Go this side. I'm going to do the same thing. Pull this down about level with the tail. Now the tail, we're just going to work in. I'm going to stick my finger in from each side underneath the tail and the back and work through till my fingers meet. Just like that. Then I'm going to reach around the tail and I'm just going to pull it down like I'm pulling off a sock. Okay? Pull that inside out. There's your tailbone. Your tail's intact if you want to use that for making fishing lures or whatever you might want to do. Okay. So we're to here. Now we're ready for the pull. So we've set it up. By taking a couple extra minutes to set it up, we're going to have an awesome hide now. We're not going to have to use a knife. There's not going to be a lot of meat or fat stuck to it. It's not going to weigh a lot. It's not going to have a tendency to rot as quickly because it doesn't have the meat. We're going to have all the meat on the deer. That fly twitch muscle's on there, which is going to keep bacteria from getting in the deer. It's going to glaze over and make a protective layer. Okay. To pull it down, I like to wrap parts of the hide around my arm to give me leverage. You don't have to. But all we're going to do now that we're set up is make a couple tugs, and we're going to be all the way down to the neck. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Okay, down to the shoulders. Already. Sometimes I like to use my knee and my body weight. Don't fight it. Don't use all arm strength. Use your body weight. Take the lazy way out if you can. Okay? And I'm just going to work this down. Like I said, if I get stuck, I'll put my knee on it, grab up a piece, and just, ease my body weight down on it. And we're down here to the shoulders. The meat's wanting to stick a little bit, so this is where I'll get my fingertips out again. Work under there, separate those layers off, just like so. Now I'm going to work into the shoulders from each side, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise this up a bit so that I'm not leaning over so far. You always want to think about your back and doing things the smart way. I'm just going to work in from this side, this shoulder, and then I'm going to come down here, work in from the inside. I'm going to do that on both shoulders. I'm going to work my fingers through from the chest and from the outside of the shoulder until they meet down here, just like that. See? They meet, and I'm going to pull it down. I like to stick my arm in there for leverage. I'll do the same on this side. Working through until they meet. There we go. Come through. Arm down, and I have formed kind of a loop here where the legs are hanging on. And on a big buck, you have to take this part and unroll it by hand because their muscles are always swollen in the rut. It's very hard to get this off. So you can roll that down a little bit once you got your loops. Now this one I can pull by hand. If it's tough, there's a little trick you can use. You step in here like it's a stirrup, just like that. Okay. A lot of guys will climb up on it. I don't like to do that. That puts too much weight on your game reel and can cause it to bend and break. So I like to put isometric pressure. I push down with my foot while I pull up on the deer's leg. I like to clasp my hands. I pull up. That doesn't put any extra weight on your game reel, so the deer doesn't crash down on you if you get too strong. And just do like this. That's all there is to it. We'll go to the other side. I'll do that one more time. Just like that. Now the toughest part of the deer is pulling the neck. And you just use your body weight. Use your fingertips if you have to. Whatever you got to do to work it down. On big bucks, this can become very difficult, and you may have to resort back to the knife on the very tip. On those, it's very easy. And there you go. Skinned deer hide. And as you look at this hide, you'll notice it doesn't have a whole lot of fat or meat. There's just a little fly twitch muscle down the spine, and that's about it. As opposed to hides you get from people who don't skin this way that weigh 50 pounds with all the meat and fat on it. And there's no score marks whatsoever on this hide. Beautiful hide, beautiful piece of deer.